content right now at radioonfire.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kendell. Welcome to Conversations with me, Kendell. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you guys had an amazing week. I had an amazing week. I was off today, so it's all good. It's the holidays, so I'm sure everybody's enjoying themselves and in their days off. I'm so happy that I have my guest here today. I will introduce her in one moment, but you know I got to go through my intro. So today, our guest is Candis Carr, and she's going to talk about her disguised blessings, her losses, her gains, her blessings, and then some. Life is an amazing gift. In life, we never know what roadblocks or challenges are headed our way. But what we do know is we are built to last. That's how God made us. We are strong. We are built to last anything that life brings us. We are durable. We are strong people. We are strong in faith. We are strong in life. And I'm so happy to have my girl Candis here today. This is Candis Carr. She is a realtor. She's a mother. She's a daughter. She's a sister, a friend to many. She has experienced great losses, great gains, and just experiencing this thing called life. She is here in spite of everything, looking lovely, looking beautiful. She's all tooted up today. And I appreciate that. God is faithful. And I just want to thank you for joining us. So Candis Carr is my shining star today. So welcome to Conversations.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor. I must say thank you very much to Kendell. And we built our relationship many years ago. I'm truly blessed to have you in my life. And sometimes, you know, God removes people to add people.
Amen.
And I believe you are truly a blessing to me.
And I believe that too.
Yes.
Thank you. You try to make me cry in like the first 5 minutes. No, and I truly believe that, and you know that. So I really thank you for coming on today. And Candis, when I asked her, is there anything that she does not want to talk about? And she said no. If my story is going to help someone else, then I'm willing to share. Absolutely. So be ready. We don't know what's going to go down today, but you are going to be inspired, you are going to be encouraged, and you are going to be able to wake up tomorrow and do this thing again.
That's right.
So I just wanted to, I guess, start and letting everybody know, where are you from?
Yep, from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
Born and raised here in Baltimore.
Be more.
Yes. Went to Woodlawn High School. Then graduated and went to Morgan State University.
I went to MSU before.
Yes.
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, I did a year at MSU.
Yes. And honestly, actually, that was my first real loss, to be quite honest with you. I did not get a high SAT score. I didn't tell you this. Didn't get a high SAT, ACT score. And I was almost told I need to go to community college. So I got with someone by the name of Dr. Stansbury, who helped me get into Morgan State.
Okay.
I had to prove myself the first semester.
Okay.
I said, no, you're not going to make it. Got a 3.75 GPA, and then I had a full ride to Morgan State.
All right. So I know it's a lot of Morgan State alumni watching.
Yes.
Our guest a couple of weeks ago, he was alumni. So shout out to everybody at MSU. Jamal, if you're watching, I saw your retweet today, so thank you. Shout out.
That's right.
Okay. So are you from a large family here in Baltimore? Is all your family here?
Everybody's here. This
okay.
Silva family.
Sisters over in the cut over
here.
here.
Yes. We have a very large family on both sides. I have Silva's, we large in this area, as well as my mom's side, the Richardson. So I have a very large family. Very supportive family and loving family. And
you need that when you're going through losses and gains. That's who you tend to count on. Friends and family.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were a little girl, like all of little girls, and you planned out your life, is your life going how you planned?
No, it's not. No, it's not. You just wanted that ideal situation, everything to go smoothly, everything to go the way you wanted. And there were a lot of shakeups throughout my life. Although I keep this smile, there were a lot of shakeups.
Okay, and I mean, everybody experiences the shakeups, but what doesn't kill you
makes you stronger.
Makes you stronger, and that's, I mean, I truly believe that. Did you ever see yourself living the life that you're living now?
No, quite frankly, I didn't. I really thought everything was going to be peachy cream, honestly, and because I have the ideal amount of children, ideal husband, ideal situation, and things did not turn out the way I expected. But God is still good.
All the time. And then people say all the time, God is good is all the time. And I mean, people say it now as a cliche.
That's right.
But it's so true. Whatever you go through. So let's talk about some of your losses. Where do you want to start?
We can begin in 2008.
Okay.
In 2008, I went through loss of the first child.
Okay.
Found out actually July the 1st, we were going to go find out the sex of the baby.
Okay.
And on July the 1st, the physicians told us that the baby was dying.
How many months were you when?
It was 19 weeks. So could you imagine going to...
Wow, so you were starting to show at this point.
Showing.
How long had you tried to get pregnant before you got pregnant?
7 years.
So you try. It's so funny because if anybody saw the first show, that's so ironic. The girl that was going through, Danielle, was going through infertility.
That's what happened to me.
And she waited. I mean, she didn't have her baby for 7 years. The same thing. So I just find that interesting. But 7 is the number of completion. Isn't that something?
It is.
Okay, so.
Yep. So we, like I said, went through 3 rounds of IVF, and then the third round, we thought she was developing fine, and she wasn't. And the doctor told us
you knew it was a girl.
It was a little girl.
Oh wow.
So then on July 11th, I had to give birth to a child that was no longer living.
So emotionally, what was that like? I mean, I can only imagine.
It was very tragic. Can you imagine being in the hospital room and you hear all these celebrations? It's a boy, it's a girl, and you're going home with nothing.
Oh wow.
That's right. And my sister, she was pregnant as well. So
at the same time?
At the same exact time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was doing December.
And she had her baby.
She had her baby.
Oh wow.
So then
that's a blow.
I had to then.
Wow. So same month.
Same month.
And you both were preparing yourselves to have children.
Yep.
Was she having a girl too?
A little girl.
Oh wow.
Yep, a little girl.
And then, so you're in the hospital. She's still pregnant.
Yep.
So you're in the hospital, and
I then had to 3 weeks later go to Baltimore and be there and support my sister.
As she delivered.
As she delivered.
Wow.
She delivered July 26th.
Wow.
2008.
So mentally, what was that like for you? I mean, I know it didn't damage your sisterhood, did it?
No,
or
absolutely
any type
not.
of way?
No.
Did you feel like, why me, or
Yes.
why did she?
Yes.
Was she able to keep her baby and I wasn't?
Yeah. I had those moments. I said, wow, how is it that, everything I ever wanted, and we were pregnant together, how is it that I couldn't deliver my baby? How is it that I actually have to go and support my sister who's about to have her baby? And
you had to put that strong face on
sure
because
did.
That's your sister. So if she saw you breaking down, then that's kind of not really going to steal her joy, but she's not going to be able to express how she really feels giving birth.
Absolutely.
Wow. So you go on, and do you try to get pregnant again?
Then decided to waited a few years and said, you know what, I was going to try again in 2010. And here's the gain. I was going to go for the attempt of IVF, and when I went to the doctor, they said, you're pregnant. I said, not after 7 years.
Wait, so you got pregnant the natural way? Oh, okay, okay. That was your plan.
Yes.
That was God's plan. What have you learned about God's plan for you, or your plans versus God's plans? What did that show you?
Be still. Be still and know
Right.
that I am God.
Right.
Because God, I feel like, didn't tell me to do what I did. And
it's so funny because it's a quote here that I have by T.D. Jakes. It's all about timing and patience. And I just want to read it. Timing is so important. If you are going to be successful in dance, you must be able to respond to the rhythm of timing. In the same spirit, people who don't understand God's timing can become spiritually spastic, trying to make the right things happen at the wrong time.
Yes.
They don't get his rhythm, and everyone can tell that they are out of step. The birth of things prematurely threatens the very lives of their God-given dreams.
Wow.
And I didn't even know you were gonna say that.
Wow.
But I just think with patience and timing, and that's with a lot of us. A lot of us want what we want when we want it,
That's right.
and we think that we're supposed to have it. Like if your sister has it, if your friends have it, then you're supposed to have it at the same time.
That's exactly
But
right.
for some reason that God knows and we don't know, it was meant for your sister to have that child, and it was meant for you to be still.
That's right.
So did you, I can say all of that now, but when
Yes.
you're going through it, that's not something that you felt. So then now you said 2 years later,
Yep,
You're pregnant.
2000. Yep, then 2010, I got pregnant with Ava.
Okay,
Yep.
so is Ava, did you have a full term?
Full term.
Okay.
Delivered her nice and healthy. She's now 4 years old, and she's very smart, and she's the love of my life as well as my son.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then you went on to have another child.
Another one. How about that?
Okay, so after you had your child and you're going well, you were married?
Yep, was married. Mm-hmm.
And that was the man of your dreams?
Yeah, I thought he was the man of my dreams, and you know, things changed there as well. I mean, after having 2 beautiful kids, I never thought that I was that ideal, you know, Prince Charming, princess, you know, things last forever, but things changed there as well.
Okay, and is that recent?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
recent.
so how you working out? How you going through that? Like, how's that working?
It's really made me a stronger mother. I am a single mother. I work very hard for
the first time.
Yep, the first
so
time.
I mean, shout out to the single moms.
Yeah.
Of course I know what that's like, and
Yeah.
I heard someone told me this years ago, and I had to stop and think because I'm a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of my friends was like, "Well, you're not a single mom." I said, "Well, my kids are with me full time. The most of the financial responsibility is on me."
Mm-hmm.
But he said, "But how are you a single mom and God is there?" And when he said that, I was like, "Well, I'm strong in faith. I mean, I know that, but I never." Even though I'm strong in faith, I never thought about it that way.
Me either.
And when I stopped to think about it, God prepared, like God already knew what was going down.
Yes.
And that's why, and I talk about this all the time, and I talked about this last week too, but that's why God put certain people in your lives, because when certain things are about to happen,
yes,
you have all these cushions.
Yes.
You have all these prayer warriors.
Yes.
You have all these people like, come on, girl, let me get you out the house.
Yes.
And I think that's what's really important. And
Sure.
sometimes you don't know. You don't. Sometimes a divorce or a breakup will creep up on you, and you're surprised. And then sometimes you kind of see it coming, but don't want to see it coming. Did you see it coming, or did you even know that?
Not really. Over the last few years, it had not been the best. But you know, at the same time, I said, you know what, I'm gonna make it work. Make it work for the children.
As many people do. I know a lot of people stay for the children.
Yeah, I was going to make it work for the children. Was going to try to do everything I can, and unfortunately, it just didn't work.
And sometimes it's not supposed to work.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know, my cousin. I remember my cousin in Las Vegas. Shout out Maria if you're listening.
Wow.
But she was married the first time for 20-something years, and she had
12
got
years.
married young. And, you know, with every marriage, there's, you know, issues and situations. And without telling my cousin's business, because she's not here, but I remember she said, Kendell, never stay because of the children. She told me this years ago, and she probably don't even remember telling me. But she said, never stay because of the children. She said, because her children had a hard time with it. And she said, why? Because they thought everything was okay. So then when they broke up, the kids were teenagers, and that was really... it wasn't a good time.
Wow.
So, and she said that was her, at that time, her biggest regret, waiting to stay. So sometimes we try to force it, and it's not meant to be. It's time to let it go.
That's right. My 4-year-old and my 2-year-old are very happy. They're happy. They're with me during the week. They're with their father on the weekend. And the bottom line is that they know they're loved. They're loved unconditionally. They're loved.
Yep. And I tell people all the time, they're going to know you're their mom. They're going to know that their dad. That's never going to, if you're, just because you're not in the same house.
That's right.
They're still going to feel the love because they still get the love when they're with that parent. They
That's
still
right.
get the love with you. I think it's us as adults try to paint this picture for the kids like we want it to be, but they're okay.
It's fine. My sister told me that. She said that you know, kids are very resilient. I said, wow, are they? And it's amazing.
They're stronger than us.
They are.
We're falling apart for them, and they're like, what's wrong, mommy?
Like, you all right?
You all right? What happened? Wipe your tears.
That's right. You okay, mommy?
Right. And as they get older, always, and as they get older, they'll really start to help you. And my kids are older, so it starts to shift. Where they think, because my kids think they're my parent. And they're my mother, but my mother always says I think I'm her mother. So I guess that's just how it goes.
How it happens,
okay, so you going through that and other losses. I know you've experienced a lot of losses in your little old cute life.
Yeah. So right after I lost the baby in 2008, I then lost my promising pharmaceutical career in 2009. I worked for a company for almost 6 years. I gave them my all.
So what do you mean you lost it?
They laid me off. They laid me off. The patent expired, and they said, you know what, we have to lay off a lot of people, and I was one on the ship.
So you were around pushing the drugs, going to the hospital, going to the doctor's offices, like you see, like some people on television. Pursuit of happiness, like that. Exactly. That's the first thing that I think of.
Bagging the doctors the right prescriptions, and it was amazing. I said, how could I go in 2008 losing a child, and then my manager puts me through the worst case of everything the entire year 2009.
So this is before you had Ava.
Before I had Ava.
So this is you lose a child, and you're trying to recover from that, and seeing your sister have your niece.
Yes.
And then you get yourself together. It's a year later, and then you get laid off.
Yep. In 2009, they started the layoff in January, but the whole entire year was a loss because she gave me nothing but ways to push me out. So the entire year 2009.
What do you mean, your boss?
Oh yeah, it's a way to kind of push you out without giving you severance.
The bad bosses.
I fought I made her my step stool.
So what did you do?
I just scared to know. It was terrible. It was many a days I'm like crying in my car, like, why me? But one verse I always stood on is Psalms 46:5. God is within her; she will not fall.
That's right.
And I made it regardless of how she tried to push me out. But it was the biggest blessing because now I have a pharmaceutical career. Now not in pharmaceutical, I'm in a real estate career. And
that's all sales too.
All sales as
it's
well.
sales.
Yes.
So
she thought she was hurting me, but you're helping me. You've really helped me. So
that's what the haters do.
That's right.
That's why I love the haters. Shout out to the haters.
That's right.
Let them be your motivators.
That's right.
Truly.
Yes.
And then you just pray for your haters. And step over and keep moving.
And even after the fact, Kendell, you make a good point. I even called my boss after the fact and said, "Thank you. Thank you for all that you put me through because I'm shining and I'm still shining today."
Exactly.
Yes.
We might not want to say her name, but shout out to her.
To Melissa, shout out to you. You ain't here in Baltimore, but you know where you are, so shout out to you. I'm doing very well.
And she's still standing. Right. So after your pharmaceutical career, what did you, so now you're laid off. Yep. You lost a baby, you lost a job.
Yes.
And now what are you doing?
Next step, I said, you know what, prior to that, I had my real estate license in 2007. I said, I'm going to go full-time.
So you never really took advantage of it? You never really used your real estate license? Or?
I did. I used it part-time, but I really didn't use it the way I'm using it now.
You're using it just as supplemental income.
Supplemental income.
Got you.
Extra things.
Okay.
Yep.
So.
But I had severance. I had unemployment. I mean, I had it all. I was at my weakest moment.
You got a good severance?
Yeah. I had a pretty good severance.
Okay. Wow.
Severance. Thank you, Melissa, again. So you helped me start my real estate career with that.
I know that's right. Yes. So you had just severance pay. You had unemployment.
Then I got unemployment after.
Okay. All right.
And I was building my brand.
Okay. So what is your brand?
Candis Carr, the real estate agent for you.
Okay. So if you're in the Baltimore area, we're going to talk about how you can connect with Candis if you're looking to purchase a home or to list a home. We're going to talk about that also. So you started doing your real estate career full time.
Yep, full time.
Okay.
Right after the layoff in 2010.
Okay. Yeah. So you started doing that. Did you own a home yourself?
I did.
Okay.
That's the next loss I was going to tell you guys. So
wait a minute. That's one loss.
Yep.
That's two losses. Yep. And now this is the third loss.
So in 2010.
So really 4 because then you're married.
Yep, and then marriage as well.
All right. And see, that's what people don't realize, or that's what people, I know this is helping somebody here because there are a lot of people out there that go through losses, go through, tragic situations, and sometimes they can't get up. They can't get up the next day. They're in the bed for 2 and 3 months asking God, why me? Yeah. And they're going through hardships. Right. And a lot of people don't look like this. Right. Seriously, when they're going through hardships. They're not, doing your hair. You forget about some makeup.
Forget it.
Right. And because they're, why me? Why did this happen to me? But on the other side of a storm, there is a rainbow. And you just have to hold on and have faith and know that everything that's happening to you, or I don't like to say happening to you, but happening in your life. It's supposed to happen, but how you deal with it and how strong you are is the true, that's the true, what do I want to say, the true example of how you walk and how you live in whatever is going on.
Yes.
So were you able to do your hair seriously and put on makeup and all of that stuff? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. After the loss of the baby, absolutely not. It was very dark for me. That's when I decided to draw closer to Christ.
Okay.
And at that point, I said, you know what? I can take on anything. If I lost a baby at 5 months in the womb, I could take on the next one. So then the next one was the job loss.
Okay.
I took on that. I'm still standing.
Okay.
Then in 2010, I lost my house. We lost our house. It went to foreclosure. Had to file bankruptcy.
Oh, wait. How long did you have the house?
Had it since 2005.
Okay. And then you said what year?
It was the dream home, too.
Oh, wow. So everything that you
In-ground
wanted,
pool,
you and your husband,
jacuzzi,
your kids.
yes.
In-ground pool?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it was in
Dang,
North Carolina.
I didn't know you then.
It was in North Carolina, yeah. It was down in North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had that, your husband, you had your kids, you had the dream house.
The baby wasn't, the baby's, no, we didn't have the children at that time.
Oh, okay.
It was just him and I
at
the time.
And
But
that's a good time.
Yeah. We had the ideal dream house.
So what happened
to
your Barbie dream house?
I know, right? My Barbie dream house got shattered, y'all. That's why I'm so passionate about real estate. Unfortunately, we tried to do a short sale. It wouldn't sell.
And explain to the people, I mean, because you know I can explain it.
Exactly.
But I would rather have you explain what a short sale is.
So we
for
tried
people
to
that don't know.
Yes, we were underwater with the house. We owed, I'm just going to let you know, we owed $450,000 on the property, and we purchased
it. So you really did in North Carolina, and you owed $450,000. Also, you really had a dream house.
Yes, we did.
Because in North Carolina, it's different from a lot of the northern states, even Maryland.
That's right.
Because you can get a shack in some places for $450,000, but in North Carolina,
you get almost 2 acres, in-ground swimming pool,
yeah, for sure,
and all of it.
For sure.
Yeah,
okay.
Pool, jacuzzi.
You just painted the picture. Okay. So go ahead.
So we were that much underwater, and unfortunately, with a short sale, if you're underwater, you have to try to sell as a short sale, meaning the bank will be willing to negotiate the deal with you. And we didn't get an offer on the property, so it had to go into foreclosure. And once it went into foreclosure, we had to file bankruptcy.
Okay.
All my life, I've had a credit score of over 720.
Okay, and then
shattered.
And 720, for those of you that don't know, they're scared to death to pull your credit score. 720 is pretty good. The highest you can get is 800, 850.
Yes.
And I may do a credit show one day because I teach credit and all of that good stuff. So I might do that one day. But to have it 720, that's pretty good.
Yes.
And and with having that large mortgage and keeping that was good.
Yes.
So how long was it when you tried to keep the house before you realized I'm going to need to let this thing go?
Sure. When we left in 2009 after the layoffs, then we came back in 2010, realized it didn't sell, and then it ended up going into foreclosure in 2013. It took almost 4 years to go into foreclosure. Okay. But we had already abandoned the house. Okay. Because we couldn't, nobody was purchasing it.
Okay. So did you come back to Baltimore at that time? Baltimore. Okay. To be around family and friends.
Be around family and friends.
Okay.
Yeah. And never thought I'd file bankruptcy a day in my life. Had to do so.
Okay, you did that strictly for the house and then being laid off and not able to pay your bills?
That's right.
So how did that, I mean, we hear about stars filing bankruptcy, like back in the day when MC Hammer filed and, my girl Toni Braxton. They don't understand that that's slightly different.
Yes.
Hollywood bankruptcy and then TLC filed and so many people but Hollywood bankruptcy is different from real folk bankruptcy because even with Hollywood bankruptcy they're paying off large hurt. I could say for my girl Toni Braxton in a sense when she had her Las Vegas show and then there are people that work on that show, so she couldn't pay those people, she couldn't keep up with the band, she couldn't so that's why she had to but it's not like because she couldn't pay like average bills like a mortgage or so that's different.
Yeah.
With you, so it was hard to even just maintain. Was your husband working at that time?
Yeah, he was working as well, but he got laid off, and then that's when we came back to Baltimore, and he took an administrative position in Baltimore City Schools.
Okay. So what did you do when you filed bankruptcy? Was that a mental kind of struggle for you? Because a lot of people are proud. A lot of people are proud when they're going through foreclosure or when they realize that they can't grasp their finances and have to file bankruptcy. So
absolutely.
How was that between you and your husband? Because they say finances and money that can get in the way of a relationship.
Yeah.
With other stuff.
True. That is true.
So how was that?
We made it through. It was the nagging phone calls, the headaches of people trying to come after you, and not until I decided to hire an attorney to do the bankruptcy, then felt like a lot of weight was off my shoulder.
Because sometimes, I mean, I don't encourage everybody to file bankruptcy, but sometimes you have to.
You have no choice.
Sometimes, just think about it. Even when people are facing foreclosure and people are losing their homes, and I don't have the numbers with me, but they're great. And I know in this area, in the Maryland area, I mean, you're a real estate agent. It's so many areas that, you know, the houses are. Exactly.
They're losing their homes.
And back in the day, like foreclosure and bankruptcy doesn't have the stigma today as it did years ago, because you were still in that stigma phase.
I was,
But now, I mean, people realize that it's a tough world
Everybody's
out here.
starting over.
Everybody is starting over in careers and finances and relationships. I mean, you find that because the face of foreclosure has changed.
Yes, it has.
You know, people were proud. People didn't want to get help. There's help out there now. Sometimes you just got to let it go.
That's right.
And people, because sometimes that's God telling you, you don't need this. You're over your head. It's too much.
It really was.
Let it go. And most people, if they have what they want, they're not letting it go.
That's right.
So sometimes it has to be taken away from you for you to regroup and then try to say, okay, now what's the next step?
Start over.
And sometimes your faith and your strength is just tested. So,
but I never want anybody to fall in my shoes, and that's why I'm so passionate about getting my license, because my real estate agent didn't care about us. He just wanted us to get he wanted the highest commission. At the end of the day,
that's
and it's just sad. And you really have to work hard to give back to people. Just do good deeds. Don't just be greedy.
Yeah, and I agree. And I was looking down at this quote by Maya Angelou. It says, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." And it's true, because and I just always say this, but it all goes back to how you deal with your situation, how you deal with whatever you're going through.
That's right.
Are you going to do it standing up, or are you going to do it in the bed with the covers over your head? Because you can't really do it that way. So you said you found that dealing with first-time home buyers, that kind of, because you were already a realtor, but that kind of pushed you to want to deal with home buyers, especially first-time home buyers, because of what you went through with your realtor?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you went through with your realtor?
He just, like I said, it was very important for. He said, you can max out on the amount of loan. The loan that we were supposed to get was for $350 initially, and we maxed out to the max. He never once told me to say, you know what, go to your lender and tell them what you can clearly afford. If you can only afford $2,000 a month, then you need to be looking at something $300,000 or less. He didn't educate me that way,
right?
And
a
I
lot
feel like
of
that's where we fell.
Yeah.
And interest only loan. Oh, take this interest only loan. Don't worry about the 30-year fix. That's very important for you. For me now, I want to educate my buyers. I don't want anybody to fall into the trap in which I did.
Okay, and a lot of people do. I mean, I deal with first-time home buyers all the time, and a lot of people don't know, and I'm passionate about teaching them too, as you know.
Yes, she is.
So when life doesn't go the way you think it should go, realistically, how do you handle it? So with all of these losses, and then this is life, you're going to continue to have losses, but how do you deal with your losses? Because I know you don't just say, okay, it's whatever, because that's just not normal for a moment. You might say that after a day or 48 hours, but how do you process it when you're going through things?
Number one, I keep my faith in God, and that's the bottom line. I got baptized this year. I did something I wasn't going to do.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. I said,
had you ever been baptized before?
I had not.
Okay, yeah.
Attending the New Psalmist Baptist Church for many years. Was waiting on a husband, in which I thought was going to join with me, and I just decided to just take this walk and just go. So I got baptized on January 3rd, 2015.
Congratulations!
And I tell you, ever since then, my life has changed.
Wow.
Nothing but positive energy, and I just keep God first. Anything I do is always about God.
Right.
And I also have the love and support of family and friends, and like that, you can't go wrong. Anything that was negative or was negative in my life, I removed.
Right, and you already know. I have, we were talking about this before we started. I have a series on YouTube called the Yup series, Your Underestimated Power. And I did one video, and I didn't even know it touched her. It's called Clean House.
Yes.
And you said that you watched that.
Yes.
Because I do that, and it's live too. I just, whatever I feel like saying at that time.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to clean house. That's with friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's with family.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's with your parents. Sometimes that's with your job. Sometimes, because this is the thing, and you already know how I feel. If you are dealing with someone or anyone or any situation, and you're not completely over the moon happy, or you feel like they're not in it for your better good, or they're not enhancing you, helping you grow, helping you move to the next level, giving you that peace of mind that you need to let that thing go.
Oh, I know.
And whatever it is.
And
because how can you be your best you if you toting baggage?
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I don't remember everything I said in that, but it was I was ranting that day.
That's right.
And you told
and that
me
includes friends as well.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Something. A best friend of mine since
and that
14,
was a loss
since 14. Her and I had some differences more recently, and I said, you know what? We're not seeing eye to eye. And if you're not positive in my life, once again, I'm not dealing with it.
Right.
Anything that's negative, I'm not dealing with. I need people who are going to uplift me, encourage me.
That's right.
And keep me motivated.
That's right.
And keep me knowing that God is going to provide and get me through.
And that's right. And I say it all the time. One of my favorite moves, I put it on my YouTube page, my Facebook page, the little excerpt from Love Jones.
Oh, yeah.
When he's like, well, we've been together all this time. And she said, all we had was all these years. Yeah. And the reason why that gets me, because a lot of people focus on, well, I've been at this job this long. I've been with this man that long. I've been with her this long. And people hold on to the years. But sometimes if you're with somebody for 20 years and 18 and a half of those are empty years, what's the point? Just to say we've been together. I know people now that have been married 25 years and their relationships are a mess. But they like to say, oh, we've been together for 25 years. I'm like, but if you ain't happy and he ain't happy, then okay, what are the years? Empty years, what are those? So that's so true. So, and it's hard to let go of friends when you have a foundation and you built a sisterhood. Because a lot of times our friends are our sisters or our brothers. So how did that affect you at all, or you made a clean break?
No, it really bothered me, because I feel like when you give somebody your all, and I don't care what I do, I give my all to anything I do, whether it be family, friends, the marriage, and you don't feel like you're being appreciated, there's no point in having that person in your life. It really isn't. And honestly, now I feel like I'm a lot better than I was before. A lot of people said
because
to me,
it was like a grieving.
It was. They said to me, Candis, you've been through so much. How do you keep smiling? How do you keep going?
And you always are smiling.
And I never knew you were going through as much as you were going through. No, I'm not perfect, but I always treat people the way I want to be treated. Yeah. And that's the way in life. Always remember, treat people the way you want to be treated, and you'll go far.
Yeah, and that's very true.
Yes.
Because I'm big on I guess I don't want to say it sound all like a Lifetime movie, but betrayal. Right. Like I am. Like when you have friends or you have people close in your life, and because I think yours was similar to that. Yeah. And that's really like if you're not for me, then you're against me, and that's what I look at. So next, time to move on. Yeah. Shout out to you too. You know who you are. Yep. Next. Okay. So now this is the thing I like to do. So if you could talk to the young Candis, the teenage Candis, what would you tell her about how her life would go, or if it took some turns and some curves? What kind of advice would you give her?
You know what? Early on, just take your time, whether it be a relationship or friendship. Take your time. Get to know people. Learn to respect people. And if you do that, I think you can get so much further in life. Always know that everybody has problems. I still have problems. I have issues. But the bottom line is treat people how you want to be treated. And if I could take a step back, I mean, I thought I had this Prince Charming marriage and, things would just be bliss. And it has not. My life has not been bliss over the last 10 years. But the thing is, I found happiness. And
that's priceless.
Yes, yes. And you must find happiness, inner peace within yourself, regardless of what you're going through. Find that inner peace, whether it be going and read your Bible, or calling a good friend or sister and just saying, I love you, I want to talk to you. Have people around you who are going to uplift you and encourage you, and you could go so much further.
And that's so true. It's all about a small, close circle. Yes. Oh, it's not about being popular and having everybody know your name and you got all these people around you. You have to, it's okay if you have 2 or 3 good friends, or if you're close to 2 people, if they mean a lot and they're helping you get through what you're going through, and they're just adding positive energy. Yes. Because like I always say, I'm allergic to fake people and bull crap. I am. And I'm like, when I'm around you, like I get this kind of vibe from people. I'm not, all into all of that, but I do.
Yes.
And when I'm around some people that are fake, some people that are phony, some people that I see that they're not really genuine with their words and what they're saying, I beware.
Yes.
Because I start to itch.
Yes.
I'm like, I can't be around you.
Yes.
I can't. I'm not a fake person.
Yeah.
I've never been a fake person. I don't know how to be anything that that I am. I could be too strong for people.
Right.
I could be too much because I'm
real.
I'm real. I say it like it is sometimes. You learn over the years how to curve it so you're not offending anybody or anything. Right. But a lot of my friends, if they want to get the real or they want to know, they're going to ask me because I do it out of love. You know what I'm saying? And you called me one time at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I said, Kendell, you won't believe this. I'm like, this is just terrible. But again, also, I wish people learn how to choose your words.
That's right.
Choose your words. Say you can say what you can deliver a message. And how your words,
and that's learned,
not hurting,
but that's
not hurting a person.
Yeah,
because hurt people.
Yeah, all the time.
And misery loves company.
All the time.
But choose your words, and you'll realize that you'll get a lot further. With that person in delivering what you want to say.
And I've had to learn that myself because being real and being honest sometimes that could hurt somebody's feelings. That can hurt someone's feelings. So I've had to learn sometimes to fall back and maybe not say it or say it at a different time and place because it's all how you say it. But I don't believe in lying to people and I don't believe in being fake to people. So it's really important just to watch who's around you and to help you grow, even if it's a husband, if it's a wife, it's a mother or father, it's your children, whoever. You can't let everybody in with that negative space because no matter what you're doing, you're not going to attract anything good because you still got this cloud of negativity over you, and sometimes those clouds are people. And that's just real.
That's right.
So when your children get older and they ask about mommy's life, what would you tell them? What would you say to them?
Say mommy had a lot of challenges in her life, but mommy also overcame them, and what didn't kill me sure made mommy stronger. So I get out here today and I work even harder for my children, so at the end of the day they can see mommy made sure that we were always happy and we loved daddy and daddy took care of us, but mommy held it down.
Right. And I think that is important to teach young girls and young boys to know. A lot of people with their children, like I try to be real with my parents, with my children too, but a lot of people, and you probably know this, but a lot of people lie to their children. A lot of parents treat their children like they've had a charmed life, or they were perfect. My kids think that I'm perfect. Because, and not because I'm their mom or not to try to be funny, but because I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do, certain things that a lot of people are doing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people would say, oh, that's perfect. And it's so funny because when I was young, I felt the pressure, but not because like I was the first one to go to college. I was the first one. I got married and had a child, that way. So and I was the first one to graduate from college. So it was a lot of pressure on me without people putting pressure on me. So that, oh yeah, she did this and she did this, and I've had a cousin say, oh, you think you're a goody two shoes and all of that stuff, and people think that, and it's not the case. So I think it's important to let your children know the struggles that you may have had, or to identify if they're having struggles, to kind of input yourself in that. You know what I'm saying? To let them know this is the real world, this is how it happens. It's not always rainbows in blue skies. So a lot of people just parent their children like, you're going to do what I say, I'm the parent, it's no reason why. How do you parent your children?
The two of them, I'm very open.
And they're young.
And they're so young. They're young. But my 4-year-old, she's very smart. She knows that, things have shifted and changed in our lives. But at the same token,
she asks questions?
She has a lot of questions.
Okay.
She does. But I keep her focused and, keep her right now in a child's place. Let her know that, there's still happiness, Ava. That mommy and daddy are going to take good care of you. You're always going to be happy. But as she gets older and a teenager, I'm going to explain some things to her. Yes, mommy slept on an air mattress for 4 months. Yes, mommy, you know, had to move out and do some things. But I have no shame.
Right.
It was for the better of my life.
Right.
My life, which is so much more important.
And that's what people don't understand.
Yes.
Like sometimes you have to take a few steps back.
Yes.
To be able to walk forward straight with a clear mind.
That's right.
Because some people think that challenges or I don't even, you know, we're saying losses, but they're truly gains.
Yeah, they are gains.
Because you've learned, you've grown.
Yes.
You've become
and more wisdom.
Right. And that's priceless.
Yes. Yes.
So if you could do things differently, would you? What would you do differently? If
my earlier years, I think honestly, I would have taken my time with marriage versus, you know, jumping into something when I'm 23 years old.
And I got married the first time at 20.
Yep, 23 years old, and you know, just wanted this picture perfect life. I would have, you know, really taken heed and enjoyed my 20s, if you will, not rush so much into something.
Tell my 22-year-old daughters over there. Say that again.
Yes. You hear me? Take your time. Yep. Build your own foundation. You know, don't depend on anyone to take care of you. You be independent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what me and my ex-husband, he tells all the time. You need to do this because you don't need to be dependent on a man. And she knows she's in school to be an occupational therapist.
Wow.
So she does, you know, and every young girl wants a boy that they can hold hands with, or in high school to, you know, they walk you to your locker, they hold your books, and you know, you sit in between their legs on the bleachers and all. I mean, everybody wants that stuff, so that's not abnormal. But there's nothing wrong with taking your time.
Get to know a person.
That's right.
Not only a male, but as far as friends, get to know people. People change. I've changed, but I changed for the better.
Because think about you at 20.
Yes.
I think about me at 20. And the essence of you is who you are. Who you are at 20 and who you're going to be at 40.
Yes.
But the way you look at things or the way you see things.
Yes.
What
so
you
much
want
different.
out of life. Who you want out of life.
Yes.
It changes. It's not always the same.
That's right.
Whereas you wanted this type of person that looked like this and acted like this and had this and had that. And then now you're like, it's the heart.
Yes.
It's not about what the person looks like. It's not about the money. Although, you know, you don't want a broke dude or a woman, but you still want to be able to make your own money to sustain yourself.
You want to be respected. You want to be respected. If you're not respected, that's a problem.
That's right. It's all about respect. And later on, I'm going to talk about it's another show with just like teenage domestic violence, even though they still call it domestic violence, even though they're not in the home. But that's the thing. And it's all about a woman's self-esteem. It's all about what you will accept and what you won't accept.
That's right.
So I think that's important to teach the young girls and the young boys.
Yes.
So would you have a different conversation with your son than you would do with your daughter?
I sure would.
Okay. What type of conversation would you have with your son?
Conversation with my son is, you know, make sure you always respect and love your woman. You know, it's very important to uplift her, to encourage her, to embrace her, to show her that she's number one. Don't disrespect her. You know, especially somebody who gives all to you.
Right.
I'm going to make sure I teach that to him. Oh, it's going to be taught. Oh, it's going to be a talk.
Y'all felt the passion in that, right?
I mean that.
And that's really important. But no one, and this is with men and women, no one can treat you no one can treat you badly if you don't accept that.
That's right.
You teach people how to treat you.
That's right.
And I'm a firm believer of that. You only get what you accept.
That's true.
So the minute you put your foot down and say, and it doesn't make you a certain type of person or the ladies the B word, but you really, it's okay to say, hey, I have high self-esteem. I deserve the best out of life. I know my worth. I mean, I've said that before, and the guy was like, yeah, I know. You know your worth. I'm like, you can play with that, but I do.
That's right.
And I know what I deserve. And that's what every woman and man has to know. But there are a lot of people that are insecure. There are a lot of people that don't quite know their worth. And that's my passion with helping ladies, because I really strongly believe that you have to know your worth in spite of what you look like, in spite of what you've been through, in spite of how big your head is, how small your legs are, how many bumps you have on your face, whatever it is, because people look at self-esteem or beauty all over here. But it's not about that. It comes from within out. And you show people how to treat you. And that's just the bottom line. And I just like the fact that you know, did you always know that?
I've always, you know, I always had high self-esteem.
That's good.
And I don't know, I think just going through different relationships, whether it be marriage, friendships, I think I allowed people to take advantage of me. They took my kindness for weakness.
Right.
And
that happens a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And not until I decided, I said, you know what, you must respect yourself first.
That's
if
right.
you don't respect yourself, people will walk all over you. All over you. And until you take a stand and say, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to deal with this, then you wake up.
But then you might be called this word.
Oh,
or
yeah.
you might, she's mean.
Who cares?
Or she's this. And that's what I say. Because the one, they're going to like that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
And they're going to respect that.
Yeah.
And then they're going to know that they can't disrespect you.
That's right.
They can't disrespect their mama. They can't disrespect their sister. They can't. And that's for men, too. It's not about... Because men, you can't allow a woman to treat you a certain way either.
That is true.
So I know a lot of times we talk about self-esteem when we talk about women, or we talk about being treated right when we talk about women. But people should be.
That's all you have to say.
But men should be. That was Diamond over there. He was shouting out for the men. But it's true. Men, you don't have to take the garbage either.
That is true.
Because what you are is what you attract.
That is true.
And sometimes if you accept that, then people are going to keep doing that. When you say enough is enough, and you mean that, and you stand by that, then that's what it is. Yeah. It's okay if you have a lonely night.
Yeah. Hey.
It's okay if you're crying at night. I remember one time I had a breakup, and I think I was more I think my pride was more upset than losing the person. It was like I was all caught up in the emotion because of my pride and that ego, and it was less about the person because sometimes you beat yourself up. What could I have done, or what did I do wrong, or what could I have done? And sometimes things are just the way they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be any different, but we force things. When some people are in your life for a season, we try to make them lifetime people. And they were only supposed to be here to teach you what they needed to teach you, say what they needed to say, and move on. But we hold on. We try to hold on. And God is like, okay. They want to hold on. Well, hold on for real. Put your seatbelt on because I'm about to take you for a ride because you should have been gone.
And he'll shake some things up.
And sometimes, like in your situations, do you see like at some points like you should have been gone?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, in so many different situations,
in a lot of them.
The job, the house, the friends, the marriage. I mean, and like I said, at the end of the day, just treat people. If you know you gave it your all at the end of the day, then you have no regrets.
That's right.
You have no regrets.
That's right.
I have no regrets on anything I've done in my life because I know I've given it my all.
And that's the thing. And that's a lot of times when people struggle and when they agonize because they feel like if only I did this, or I should have did that, or maybe I should have did it this way, and they feel guilt. Even when people die, a lot of times people are crying. And of course, nobody wants their loved ones to die, but a lot of people, because it's that guilt, that shoulda, woulda, coulda. But if you I'll go with your thing, treating people as you want to be treated. If you treat people the way they're supposed to be treated, and you've done what you can do, and you feel like you gave your all, then that is good enough.
That's right.
It's good enough. But a lot of times people will guilt you into thinking because they're not there yet.
That's right. And you know
what I mean?
You need to learn how to forgive. Somebody hurt you, you have to learn how to forgive that person. You have to hold
because
that within your heart.
Forgiveness is for you.
That's right. It's for you.
It's not
to set you free.
Right.
I've been through so many things. I could be so bitter right now, but I'm not.
Right.
I've forgiven those who've hurt me.
Right.
Do I want to be around certain people? Absolutely not.
That's so funny that you said that. That's so funny because that's how I am.
Yes.
Like when people do certain things, like people always, like I have a family member. Every time I done forgave this chick 9,999 times. It was like a few weeks ago. I said I'm not forgiving.
That's right.
Because that's my family. I forgive her from a distance, but I'm not dealing with her anymore.
That's
Why? Right. Because she brings malice. She brings harm. I don't think that she has good intentions, and the goodness is not there. But I've helped her in a number of ways. So I had to sit there and think. And I don't believe in counting the things that you do for people. I don't believe in tally marks. But sometimes you just got to break it on down.
That's right.
Like plain and simple. So I'm like, I've been there for her so many times. This. I start using my toes and my kids' hands.
Right.
That's how many times. And then I'm thinking about, when has she done for me? When has she been there for me?
Yes.
Guess how many times I counted?
Yes.
Nothing.
I love it.
And it's true. Yes. And I said, you know what? She was going back and forth and doing this, but see, this is what she's used to. She's used to the Kendell where you can do whatever, and you text me later, and I just text back and I talk to you like nothing ever happened. That's typically how it is.
That's right.
So I taught her that she can do that. That, you know, and that's how I am normally, because that's family. So I'm like, okay, this time I said, we don't know each other. It's done, because sometimes you have to do that. Even if it's family. If somebody has negativity all the time,
that's right,
and they try to put you in that space, you gotta let that thing go.
You clean
really
house.
do. You got to.
You gotta clean house.
And I told her this time, and I know, I mean, I done drove. Let me just tell you one thing. I done drove an hour from my house to take her grocery shopping across the street from her house when she didn't have a car. Didn't get no thank you, didn't get, I mean, a number of things. But you get what I'm saying? So sometimes you do have to let it go. But what I do now is, like with people, I'm the same way as you. I'm going to see you, I'm going to smile, I'm going to say, hey, but you're not getting in here. You're not getting in that space. You're not, you don't, you know, there's a bubble here. And it's not about being mean. It's not about not letting people in. It's none of that. It's about, you have to show somebody your limits, and you gotta exactly. That's right. That's true. She was saying you gotta be okay with it, and that's my big thing. And that's my. I'm like, you can't be afraid to say no. Some people don't know how to say no. No, I know how to say it real well. No, and I'm like, it's two little words, but so many people just don't know how. I'll say no in a minute, and this is the thing. No is a complete sentence. It's a complete statement. You don't have to say no, but this, no, or let me explain. People feel like they have to explain themselves. You don't. You can say no and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to explain that. But don't you see that?
That's true.
When people say no, oh, I can't come because I gotta go do this. I gotta go take care of the children. I gotta go get. No, I can't come. No,
it's not gonna be there.
Oh, but that is so true. And it's just, and I'm just looking at this. I'm thinking about all your, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Les Brown, motivational speaker. Okay, like he's one of my favorites. I talk about him all the time. But I'm thinking about your lessons. I don't want to call them losses. I'm thinking about your lessons. I'm thinking about your blessings. I'm thinking about all of this. And Les Brown has a quote that when you fall, land on your back, because if you can see up, then you can get up. And that's like one of mine, and that's so true. Like it to me, it's saying that you're gonna fall. That's just life. Let's be real. You're gonna fall. But if you can see up, you can get up.
You can get up.
So you always knew that you were gonna get back up.
I was gonna get back up. I've had losses in every single way.
For sure.
And I said, Lord, just take me through. Just take me through.
Right, and then sometimes you just got to be patient and let God do what God does. It's so funny because I'm just looking at this quote, and it says, "Teach us, O Lord, the disciplines of patience, for to wait is often harder than to work." You know what I mean? And it's so true, and that's by Peter Marshall. But it's so true because a lot of times we want to fix everything. We wanted to do everything. And sometimes you just, like you said earlier, you just got to be still.
I used to be a fixer. I try to fix everything.
And everybody.
And everybody. Right. I said, you know what? You just can't fix everything. Right. You just got to be still. Right.
And you do. And you really, really do. And it was, I just, look, I'm going to quote y'all to death. But it's just certain things that just stick with me. And I don't like misquoting people, so I write them down. But I'm all about helping people, as you know that. You're all about helping people because you're an amazing realtor.
Thank you.
You really are. You really help people, and I'm not just saying that. So if you guys are in the Baltimore area, we're going to give her information in a minute, but that's what this life is about. That's what this show is about. It's about sharing stories, sharing testimonies. Everybody doesn't have the same testimony. Everybody doesn't have the same journey, but everybody can reach their height
That's right.
their destination, wherever they're supposed to be. Do you feel that?
I do. I really do. And like I said, by helping people now, I feel like I'm helping people not make the same mistakes I made. Being a real estate agent, just being a friend, just being a family member, just whatever I do in life, I just try to make sure that person's not making the same mistake.
Right.
And that makes me feel good at the end of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
I will heighten my life by helping others heighten their lives.
Yeah.
And that's the last quote, I promise y'all. But that's by Les Brown. It's really you help your life by helping other people.
Amen.
If you're sitting still and you're keeping a closed mouth,
right.
when somebody is going through something,
yes.
and you can say, let me tell you something.
That's
I've
right.
been there. I've done that. You might not want to go that route, or let me show you how beautiful I am.
Mm-hmm.
And let me encourage you to say, even though you're down here in this valley,
Mm-hmm.
you can climb. And I can help you seriously climb to that mountaintop, or to get you, to help you, because a lot of times people are closed mouth. They want to sit there looking pretty, prim and proper, act like they never been through nothing, while somebody over here is pulling their hair out. Like,
That's
how
why I
dare
felt so
you not
honored.
say nothing?
I felt so honored for you to have me on, Kendell, because I have nothing to hide. If I can be a blessing to anyone tonight, I hope that you always remember all that I've ever been through. And many people know me, and they know I hold a very strong smile. But for me to be open and very honest, I just want you to know I'm very honored, and I hope that I was able to give back to somebody tonight based on all that I've been through. But continue to smile.
And I think,
Yes.
you have. You know,
Yes.
people might hear yours
Yes.
and say, you know what? Well, I can tell my story.
Yeah.
Or I filed bankruptcy. I had a foreclosure.
Yeah.
I'm separated.
Yeah.
You know, I lost a baby. There are a lot of
Lost
people.
a job.
Well, she lost a job. So what she's talking about
Yes.
is somebody.
Yes.
Somebody's experience those. I know I've experienced probably all of those.
Yes, every last one.
Miscarriage, or
Yes,
I'm thinking.
yes.
But that's life.
It is.
And that's the beauty of life, that you can get all of that stuff again.
You can.
You can get married again, honey.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yes.
can have more babies
Yes.
if you want
Don't
to.
win
You
more.
can buy.
Done.
You can buy another house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're self-employed.
Yes.
So
Yes,
talk
I'm
about
thankful.
before we end, talk about your real estate company. Let them know how they can reach you.
Sure.
And,
I'm
and
very
connect with you.
passionate, aggressive, intelligent, dedicated. I call myself the paid real estate agent. I'm not paid, no, but I am. That's the acronym. I want you to know that I work extremely hard for you. I'm Candis Carr with Executive Home Realty out of Pikesville,
Maryland, because this is worldwide.
Yes, so Pikesville, Maryland. Sorry. And you can follow me on Instagram at Carr_Realtor. That's CARR_Realtor. You can also go to my website, www.carcrealtor.com.
CARR.
CARRCrealtor.com. Or you can call me 443-677-8732. Anytime. I work around the clock for you.
Okay, and she's not just saying that. It's not a commercial.
Oh, yeah.
She is. Like, if I was buying a house right now, or recommending her to a recommending a realtor to my family member,
Thank
it
you.
would be Candis that I would call. And she shares some of her testimonies
Yes.
when she speaks to first-time home buyers,
Yes.
and I think that's why they gravitate to her,
They do.
because they feel like they can trust
Yes.
you. When
Yes.
people can trust you, they
the
feel
biggest
they
thing.
will work with you, and they will refer you to other people. So, when you think about your future and all that you've been through, what does it look like to you?
It looks like many sunny days, many more sunny days than gloomy days I've ever had. And I'm just grateful for my Lord and Savior, first and foremost. I'm thankful for my health.
Amen.
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my beautiful children that God has blessed me with. And it allows me to continue to persevere and work harder every day.
Yeah, so, and okay.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank Candis
Thank you,
for
Kendell.
coming to Conversations
Thank you, love. Thank
with
you.
me.
Thank
I'm
you.
so
Thank
happy
you.
she was free and
Yes.
honest with your story. Because
Oh,
even though some people might say, oh, well, she ain't been through nothing. I've been through this, I've been through that, I've been through a lot worse. And it's not about comparing.
That's right.
It's
No.
about sharing your story. And because everybody's hurdle is different.
Yes.
But how you get over that hurdle is truly that gift, that perseverance that you have to move to the next level. So I think it's very important. So I just want to close with this. Life is unpredictable. You never know what mountains you may have to climb. With prayer and a little chocolate, somehow we might make it through to see another day. Hold on for one more day. Your blessing is really, really on the way. Most people give up or lose faith right before the brink of their blessing is about to take place. Stay strong, stay true, and stay prayed up. So
Amen.
This is your girl, Kendell Lanice. You can reach me on livingtruelivingyou.com, livingtruelivingyou-life coaching on Facebook, and also Twitter at LTLYCOM. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you,
was
Candis.
beautiful. Oh my God, I felt so compelled. Oh my God. Look at moments I'm like, oh my God, I'm in tears. Thank you. You don't realize what you've been through until you share it.
Yeah.
Until you touch other people. And